show. We got a big celebration for a footballer tonight, and a great member of our family comes back. But Beck, what can we look forward to on an enormous show?
Huge show tonight. Two young superstars from the Swans join us live from Sydney. Dan Hanna-Reid and Isaac Heaney. Can't wait to talk to them.
Oh, they're good boys, those two. The Footy Show Stakes has taken the footy world by storm. That ain't far away.
What the Foss makes a huge return, and that is where the audience will stand through the ringer.
And we have a massive Footy Show announcement.
Massive.
It's coming up. We don't know what it is. We don't know anything about it, but it's huge. You cannot afford to change your channel at any stage tonight. All right, I said we're bringing a member of our family back. You're very excited about this, so am I. He's making a big splash in Sydney after dominating for so many years for the Cats. He's back on the Footy Show. Put your hands together for Stevie J. We're just pausing a little here, ladies and gentlemen, because this man's about to make his own personal brand of history. One of the most loved kangaroos of the modern era. He plays game number 300 on Sunday. Put your hands together and be upstanding, if you like, for Drew Petrie. I love it. And you join a very special group, of course, on Sunday. We're going to get to celebrating that with you, Drewy. But when you get there, you'll become a member of the 300 Club with this man, a legend of the Geelong Football Club and a legend in our industry. 303-game superstar, John Sammy Newman.
Looking good, Fossy.
No, don't worry about that, mate. Now, Stephen, if you'd showed any of the form last year when you were playing for Geelong that you've shown this year, you wouldn't have got the arse. What is wrong with you?
Chris Scott...
I left it too late.
Chris Scott, during the week, did say it was a win-win situation with you going up there.
Did he say that?
He said that during the week.
It didn't seem like a bit of a win for me when I got the arse.
You didn't get the arse.
I'm happy where I am at the moment, Bill. It's going well up in Sydney with the Giants.
Flying. I'm just a lazy bag of five. Nothing wrong with that, Force. Take that all day long.
Fantastic.
Stevie, it is so nice to have you here tonight, and thanks so much for flying down, because you've come from Sydney to Melbourne and then you go west. You're just building up your frequent flyer points or something.
That's right. I'm a gold member at Virgin at the moment, already there.
Some have said, and we touched on it just then, that, you know, last year that you're 32 years of age, turning 33 this year, 3 premierships, that your best was behind you, but you just love proving people wrong, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't about proving people wrong. I guess at the end of last year, I had a decision to make whether I'd, step away from footy. Obviously, it not working out the way I wanted to with Geelong, but I guess after the dust settled, I decided I still, had the passion to play footy and still felt like I had the capabilities physically to keep going. So I thought, you're a long time retired, I might as well have another crack and join an exciting young club.
Well, here you are on the weekend. You had 5 at half-time, Steve-O. How many did you think you were going to end up with? Be honest.
10.
10?
You know what it's like when you go in, you've kicked 3 or 4, you always double it at half-time, but I knew it was never going to happen, but you can dream, can't you?
You still love a goal. This is fantastic. Look at this here. You go for it, you duck out the back. Have a look at it. You got the hand up. Give it to me. Give it to me. And Rory Loeb comes in. Have a look at this. We'll have a look at this again, Steve-O. Look at you. Duck out the back. You think you're going to get it here, and big Rosa drops in.
Yeah, you are sneaky. You always want one of those at the start of the game just to get you underway, but he was a bit too big for me.
Now, do you remember the last time you were on? You'd received some criticism because everyone said you were selfish and you wanted to do the goals yourself. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And what advice did your father give you? That's me.
You said just kick him yourself.
I said no one's life is as important as your own. Don't worry about anyone else. You kick 5 or 6 a game and they couldn't give a stuff how selfish you are.
That's exactly right. I haven't heard too many of those blokes in the last couple of weeks, so
Well
it's been
done.
good.
Hey, Stevie, I get the feeling, and we all know you well and have loved you as part of our family on this show, I get the feeling that you were a bit annoyed with what happened at Geelong, but it didn't seem to last long. And I reckon you've now got to a place, or you can correct me, I don't want to speak for you, got to a place where you understood that decision, you've moved to a new club, and you still have great thoughts of your old place.
Yeah, that's right, Jim. I guess you're going to be annoyed given... I always wanted to be a one-club player, but, you know, it wasn't to be, and I guess there's no use sort of dwelling on that. I'm a person that always looks into the future, and yeah, I've got fond memories of being part of such a great Geelong team, and it's a great club, and I still love the club, but yeah, just the prospect to go and join an up-and-coming young team and to help develop the younger players up there really appealed to me, and that's, you know, why I decided to go on.
Steve, I've got to say it is a bit odd. You know I sort of love you.
Oh, sort of.
Well, you know, I don't want to profess my undying love for him right now, but it is a bit strange seeing you in the orange jumper. But I am getting used to it. But I've got to say, in that last game, I did cry a little, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Seeing you there. That was after that.
You were straight up. As soon as I walked in the race,
I'm holding on to you. I didn't want to let you go.
You were the first one I seen when I walked up the race, and actually I might have grabbed the beer first. And
Get your priorities right.
Oh, you big sook, Beck.
I'm a big sook, Bill.
You are. You can't cry over that.
That's a bit rich coming from you.
What?
Can I refresh your memory? The 07 grand final?
Look at this.
Look at the cry, baby.
That is hay fever. That's
It
hay
was
fever.
September.
Yeah, no, the first time we had won a premiership for a long, long time, and it was fantastic. And how good are the Giants? Sorry, Drew, we're coming to you. I know you're playing your 300, and you're a great man. But you went through the Geelong early days and went through all the premierships and saw all the youngsters there, and now you're with a group of unbelievable youngsters. How good will they be?
I think they'll be pretty good. I think at the moment there's been a little bit too much talk, and although it's very flattering, where there's a lot of experts in the game saying that we're a premiership contender, we're certainly not buying into that talk at the moment. We've never made the finals as a club yet, so our aim is to try and get there, but I've got no doubt with the talent that's on the list, and also just the willingness to work hard and do the things that make you a good football side. It's, you know, success will come on the back of that at some stage.
Drew Petrie's here,
Yes.
everybody. 300 games on the weekend. I said you'd join an illustrious group, and you do. The great Sam Newman's at 300
anyone
games.
that hasn't played 300 games? Every week someone plays their 300th
Well,
game.
what's happening more are the big boys are doing it. Nick Revolt only a couple of weeks ago, and now Drew. That was unusual in your day. So
Managing all our players better, and they're making it through to 300.
Yeah, that's right.
The illustrious club I speak about, Drew, not only has Sam Newman in it, but at the club that you play for, you join some great names. You join Adam Simpson and Glenn Archer and Wayne Schimmelbusch and Brent Harvey. You know, genuine superstars of the competition.
Yeah, they all were, JB. And
Gee, I hope I haven't left one out.
No, there's 4 of them. I'll be the 5th.
Right,
yeah, so a bit humbling joining. I suppose we can get spoken of in the same sentence now that I make the 300. But it's a testament to a lot of people who have helped me along the way and shown me the path and shown me down a good path which I've followed. I've had a lot of good mentors, and you know, the family helps you when you're a kid. And then for the last 16 years, the North Melbourne Football Club's shown me the way, and they're the club and they're the people I need to thank for doing that.
Well, we know you like playing in big milestone games. You remember very clearly Glenn Archer's 300th because you kicked 7. I think you kicked 6 in the last quarter, just in a hurry to get them over the line. Did you ever think that you would be yourself celebrating that milestone? Because that was a long time ago,
Yeah,
Archer's.
it was. I'm still living off that game, Beck. That was almost 9 years ago, Archer's 300. So I enjoyed that day and just felt as though I owed, and the club owed Archer a good show that day, given that he's done so much for the place. But no, you never think about it. I never started thinking about 300 games until I'd probably gotten through 250 a couple of years ago. And having played finals the last couple of years, you kind of tack a few more games onto the end each year. And Stevie's played in plenty of those as well. So yeah, it's just the lessons that you learn as a youngster. Dennis Pagan, my first coach, Dean Laidley, my second coach, Darren Crocker for a bit, and now Brad Scott have all taught me so much along the way, and I need to thank all those people that have helped me. And
the good thing is your form's really good. You're playing really good footy up forward and then down back, and you're even kicking goals, and your goal kicking's really good.
It has been...
What happened there, Drewy? Look at Scotty, couldn't believe it.
Yeah, well, we can laugh about that one, Bill, now, but if we had lost that, that would have been replayed many times this week, and I would have felt horrible having missed such a sitter. It was, I think I kicked that with me shin.
Yeah, there's the brothers. Have a look at
it. That one on the left, was that one of your kicks, Steve?
That would have been.
Hey, what was this? A three-quarter time last week. What is going on here with you and Wadey, of course, the two big forwards? What is happening here, Drewy?
I think, well, Brad turned 40 on, I think it was Tuesday, so he's just showing us his invitation list for the night, and we're just making sure that we're on it. We had to look really closely.
No, I know what you're watching. You're watching the chairman at his best. Look at him. Look at the chairman.
Come on. That's not on.
Ramming the point.
It's a very, very good show.
I didn't realise it was available in that smaller format.
Oh, no, it's small.
Is it, Bill? All right.
It's small enough
I'll
to
put
fit.
him on the tee and you smack him down the fairway. All right, we're going to get to this big game.
Oh, big game. St Kilda take on North Melbourne on Sunday at 10:20. You've got to watch the Saints, story. They were very good last week. They defeated Melbourne by 39 points. And here are the squads. In comes Murdoch, Goddard and Loney. And Tim Rembury had a very good game, kicked 5 and Bruce 3 there. Take on the mighty North Melbourne, 6 and zip. Who can beat them? Jarrod Waite kicked 4 goals. He's now kicked 22 for the year. In comes Anahas. The Mad Jacks come in good. Mallet, McKenzie and Wood. These are only squads. Out goes Thomas with that suspension, and Kane Turner is out. Drew plays his 300th game. Very, very good game this. Now, you know how quick they are. You would have had a look at that and how well they play Etihad, St Kilda.
They are,
But they'll do it for you, Drew, because they lift. You watch it. They lift for big games, and you watch the North get over the line for Drew here.
Yeah, I think the form, I'll pump up another big guy in the comp. Nick Rewalt's been outstanding. He's moved up the ground a little bit this year, still taking a lot of marks and kicking goals. So credit to him for what he's doing.
Yeah, he's been very good. Stevie?
Yeah, St Kilda are a dangerous side, especially at Etihad. They bring a lot of pressure, but I'd be a game man to tip against the Kangaroos. I like the Kangaroos.
You stupid fat pudding. There's no such thing as milestone games. You know that, Bill. No. Oh. I was just reminding people of the dolt that you are. There is no...
Or an adult.
Well, you may have qualified to be an adult, but you certainly are a dolt.
Winner, Force?
Yeah, sorry about that, Jim.
That's all right.
Now, I tipped against the Kangaroos last week.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it again until they prove me wrong.
I'm going to go North, but I don't think this will be a walk in the park. I think St Kilda will bring it right up to you, Jim. North for me.
Beck, were you hurried tonight? Have you forgotten your coat? What's happened there?
I had a problem with my dress, so I just walked into JV's dressing room and got his shirt.
Yourself.
I see, yeah.
You're not into this manly look?
Well...
There'll be comments
about
about that.
If I'm a man, I am. If you're a woman, I'm not sure about that.
OK, now, Drew, now, we heard the story during the week. There was a press conference at the North Melbourne Football Club. All the players were there. You were there.
Yes.
And you told a story about you were naked, might have had a couple of frothies, out the front of your house one day. What were you wearing? Or one night, actually?
Well, I hadn't had any frothies, Bill. We took turns a while ago, a couple of years ago, in trying to... You just had to make the group laugh. So a lot of guys filmed videos or try to do some stand-up. And I had a couple of the boys assist me in filming a little video to play just to the boys.
Yeah.
And it involved some attire that I wouldn't usually wear.
What was it?
Well, it was I wore a G-string.
It was an elephant G-string.
Yeah, it did. It had quite a large trunk. So, yeah, not my finest moment, and only for the eyes of the boys.
Yeah. We actually met your brother out at Craigieburn some years ago. He was out there.
Harry! Was it like that?
Yeah, fairly similar.
Sam, why did you... Sam,
Bigger trunk?
Yeah.
Why'd you bring that up, Sam?
sorry,
just
Bill.
not. I should have told you earlier backstage. I'm now regretting I didn't tell you backstage. I've actually got some special people in the audience tonight. I just wanted you to keep it a bit clean. I've got my auntie and uncle here tonight. I didn't want to bring them in too early.
Your aunt and your uncle?
My aunt and uncle here tonight in
Interesting
the
meeting
audience.
the Madden clan. Where
In
are
the
they?
audience. Just thought I'd bring them in. A few shows
Where
in, and
are
I
they?
thought I'd bring them in.
Where are they?
It's actually a very big fan of yours, Sam.
Where
There they
are
are. Just
Oh,
got
here
them.
we
I
are.
got them good seats, obviously, down the
Have a
front.
look at them
the
down the
cameraman
front here.
didn't know whether-
Fantastic.
Down the front.
Where are they?
Just down the front there. I've got them the best seats in the house. She's actually a very, very big fan of yours, Sam.
She's what?
She's a very big fan of yours, and she's a little bit cross with me with a chance with me getting to dance with you possibly at the grand final show.
Don't tell me
Yeah.
she can dance.
Well, she can. She's a very, very good dancer.
She's old.
Is she? Can she hear what I'm saying?
Yes, she can hear, and she's a very good on her
I
toes.
don't know. You ask her. Would she like to
Yes.
show us how she goes?
Auntie Wanda, would you like to have maybe a dance with Sam?
A little bit of. That's all right.
You couldn't get up there quick enough.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam.
Hey, can you help her up, Fox?
A little bit of music, maestro.
Auntie Wonder, everybody, hands together.
How are you?
Hi, sweetheart.
Hello, girl. How are you?
Oi! Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Crawford, as you've never seen him before. Oh, what? Oh, no. Shane,
I'm exhausted.
behave yourself, please.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, yes, I'm settling, Mrs. Doubtfire. Just thought I'd have a little pie.
Shut yourself, Shane.
It's a mince pie.
Now, Shane,
Lovely to meet you, Sam.
last year, of course, we had old man Croft, Walter, and we managed to stooge some of the sharpest minds in the AFL over about 6 to 8 weeks. So now we've swung him into old woman Croft mode as Wanda. This is on the back of hilarious. Takes 5 hours to get him looking like this, and that's how it ends up. And I'm telling you right now, the club's demanded more of Croft, so they've got a bit of old woman Croft. I think Todd Goldstein, Bill, got involved. David Armitage from the Saints. I think Adam Cooney and Darcy Parish got involved. Bernard Vince for a second time. Dane Swan. Some of the biggest names have been pranked by Wanda.
And a Selwood too.
Stuck in my head.
A Selwood.
I got some pie stuck in my head.
Chewing gums.
I got some pie.
Shane, behave
too.
yourself.
How do I...
What is that? Where have you got that? Where have you got that there?
Shane,
Look at Sam.
what we
Wanda.
need...
You have to
Wanda.
show your
Sorry,
response to
show your
Wanda.
response to Wanda. Wanda,
What are you doing?
just behave for a second. Later tonight, we give you a sneak peek of what's coming
Oh, you
with
want a little
old woman
sneak peek?
Croft.
No, we'll leave it there. We're off to a ripping start. We'll have much more of the footy show after this.
Tonight on the Footy Show, we've got Double Trouble live on the line from Sydney. Dan Hanbury and Isaac Heaney join us. Get around them, Teddy boy. Now she's been let loose. Brace yourself for a sneak peek of what old woman Croft's been up to. Speaking of old, Sammy takes questions without notice in What the Boss. We get all the latest footy news direct from the offices of Damien Barrett. And stand by for the race that stops the AFL nation, the Footy Show Stakes. All that and stacks more tonight on the Footy Show.
The Footy Show Stakes. in the starter's hands. Racing, Chris Judd out first on Life Might As Well Be Over, followed by Drew Petrie on Setting Pretty. Nathan Buckley looking surprisingly good, but he's only on 2 quarters. Well back, Damien Hardwick is going nowhere on dumb horse racing, but at least he's faring better than Ross Lyon. At the turn, Lindsay Thomas is all smiles on coat hanger, as is Lockie Hunter. Speaking of old heads, here's the veteran Stevie J on old tricks, making his way past Daisy Thomas, formerly on Shed Kicker, now on Mickey's Boy. And on cue, there's Mick himself on Told You I Didn't up the club. 100 metres to go, and the Gold Coast Suns bus is crawling along with too many passengers and been overtaken by a well-oiled GWS machine. Finishing line in view, folks. It's Petrie, it's Juddy, it's Justin Leppich. Oh, but he's gone back to assist Callum Sinclair on Loophole Lad. And in the confusion, Lindsay Thomas rides home and wins it by Lockie Hunter's head.
Segments on the Footy Show, and it gets better each and every week. Steve, you're wearing the new jumper, obviously. How do you feel in the orange, all right? It's not as good for your complexion as the blue and white, is it?
Oh, probably not. It's, no, it felt a little bit strange when I first got up to Sydney and I got my new gear, and, you know, you're so used to wearing the
It doesn't matter that you're wearing a new jumper, though. You still love giving it to the Hawks, in particular Hodgie. You've still got that rivalry there.
Yeah, no,
a little bit of
50
we're
metres.
arch enemies. We have
100
been.
metres you gave away there, I believe. 100 metres, Steve.
Yeah, it was worth
Good
it.
to see nothing's changed.
No, we used to have some. We've had some great battles over the years. Obviously, the Hawks and the Cats had some pretty close games and had a great rivalry. He actually texted me during the week and sent a photo telling me he's going to dob me into the doctor and say that he's had concussion. But no, he's a good bloke, Hodgie. I get along well with him off the field.
Well, he's out for 4 to 6 weeks anyway with his knee.
Yeah.
Did he punch you in the inner thigh then? Where'd that actually land?
Near my knee, so it was close. But...
All right, speaking of the Hawks, Big Dave. He's on fire, the Choppers. They take on the Tides at the MCG Friday night. What about the outs in this game? Marriage, omitted, Cochin, injured, Landman's a good player. He's out as well. Flostone, McIntosh, Short and Griffiths. They're big outs for the Tigers. Ivan Marriage, out. In for the Hawks, and they've got some issues too, don't worry. Frawley comes out with injury, as Beck just said. Hodge is going to miss up to a month or more. Hartung, Langford and Brand. So, injury-ridden game, this one, Fat Boy.
It is. Assume you're talking to me. Big Ivan's been dropped. That's an interesting one there. So Hampson's going to ruck all day. What are the odds here? Because the Tigers go right against the Hawks, normally, as a rule. But I'm going to go with the Hawks. They must win.
Yeah, the Tigers have... well, these two sides have met on Friday nights only 3 times, and the Tigers have got up on all those 3 occasions. But I think this Friday night will buck the trend. Hawthorn.
Stevie?
Champion sides don't normally lose 2 in a row, and I think they would have been looking forward to this game all week, the Hawks. They'll win.
Hawks? Yep, 4 and 2, the Hawks, aren't they?
Yes.
Yep. 5 and 1.
Are they 5 and 2?
5 and 2, Richmond.
They can't unlose a game.
5, Richmond.
They're 4 and 2 at the moment, the Hawks. So you're saying they're going to win to make it 5 and 2?
No. What are Richmond?
They are 1 and 4.
1 and
1
5.
and 4.
1 and 5.
What are they?
1 and 5. It's 6 rounds.
Well, what did I say to start with?
1 and 5.
I said Hawthorn are 4 and 2.
Someone get a calculator?
And Richmond 5 and 1, didn't I?
1 and 5, yes.
Well, 1 and 5, I mean.
So who's winning the game? Yeah.
Well, what do you reckon?
We got to it.
Eventually we
Well,
got
I said
there,
it correctly the first time.
Oh, okay. Well, you just didn't tell us who was going to win.
Sounded odd.
Well, because you jumped in and said, oh, no, it's 5 here. They haven't played
Somehow it's
7
my
games
fault
yet.
that you can't
You
speak,
said
is
they
that
haven't
right?
played 7 games yet.
Anyway.
Well,
I'm
I know they haven't.
Ignore him. I'm going the Hawks, but I wish Richmond could get up this week, but it's just not going to be their week.
Yeah, speaking of former Hawks, Dermot Brereton, of course, we love his new haircut. You've seen this during the week.
I
The
haven't.
short back and sides, Dermy. A bit of an undercut there from Dermot. It looks all right, I reckon. I don't mind that, Jimmy boy.
Trying to be young.
Well, it
Mind you,
reminds
really?
us, of old mate from North Korea. Oh, no. Kim Jong there.
Yeah, that's it.
I hope he's not watching Jim. He'll fire a missile bang straight at us.
Well, it's fair to say, Forsey had to do something because we did show this vision from down at Geelong the other day. We're not really sure what the hell was going on with the great man there.
Something about Mary.
It just took off.
Yeah.
Well, and while we're speaking about hair, of course, for a long time, Samuel, you made a fine living out of the hair trade.
Oh, look at that.
To the point where we see here. I thought you sold hair care products. I didn't realise you actually cut people's hair.
I didn't cut people.
What's happening there?
Well, I think that was a setup for the shot, Jim. I wasn't a hairdresser.
Right.
Thought I might have been when I got into it seriously, but I didn't have the aptitude. No, we sold, Doug and I, Doug Wade and I, sold hairdressing products to...
Weller?
Delver. All over Victoria.
Yeah.
And Doug used to sit in the office and send me out, and I used to go out and shore up the calls and the routine, and then he'd follow out in the truck later on in the week. And he'd finish them right off.
Which reminded us of this. Look at baby chompers here. Stevie J with the hair. Oh, that is the Wangaratta special, that one. Jeez, it's going back too. You're losing it.
It's a long time ago, Bill.
But look at it now.
The hair, I reckon it's all right. That's why I flick it over and just cover those pockets up.
Everyone's doing that these days, flicking it over to the side. All right, there is a very big game Saturday at the MCG. It is Collingwood up against the Blues. Now, Nathan Brown has been omitted from Collingwood, and in comes Jesse White. Good evening to Jesse at home there. Ben Crocker comes in, the debutant for Collingwood, and Carlton Jacob Wiedering with that shoulder injury is missing this week. Go the Blues. But in comes Walker, Cripps and Everett as well, so their side is bolstered by those ins. Great to see Daisy Thomas finding some form as well. 31 disposals last week for Daisy Thomas. Bill, how do you see this Collingwood-Carlton match playing
Very interesting, Beck, because still Sidebottom and Pendlebury only ran laps today, so they're no... which will make this game... and Travis Cloke can't get in. He's still an emergency. Having said all that, I think Collingwood just. True?
Yeah. I agree, Bill. Collingwood just, but the Daisy Thomas did have 31 possessions last week, but he had 5 tackles in the first quarter, so he really set the scene for his teammates.
Hey, Peter Mack Cup, by the way, always these two sides play for, which is a wonderful thing, and we congratulate Peter Mack for the amazing work he does.
Yep.
Stevie?
Yeah, Carlton's aiming for their third successive win since late 2013, so I think they'll get that and they'll get over the Pies on the weekend.
Now, here is a game, Jim and Becky. 2 and 4, Collingwood.
That's it.
As opposed to Carlton, who are 2 and 4.
Yep.
Now, you work that out.
Right, I'm trying to work that out.
Could the unthinkable happen and the Blues take the Pies away? The answer to that is no.
Oh.
They don't like each other, these two. No. Don't worry, Ed would have been down with the troops this week.
You reckon Cocky has ripped into Port Power?
Yep.
Ed's ripped him a new one down there.
Did we mention that no Travis Cloke? I was actually talking to someone else, but did we mention that? No Travis Cloke in the side this week, so Jesse White comes in for him.
Who were you talking to?
It's the person in my ear.
What were they
I was
saying?
having a few issues.
No.
I was actually getting some information from you, Sam, for you.
What was it? Oh, about 4 and 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just double checking some stuff.
This is
anyway,
interesting.
You didn't need to know that. What you do need to know is my tip, more importantly, for those people at home following me, which I urge you not to. I'm going to go the Pies.
Very good win by Carlton last week. And have a look at Andrew Phillips here. He's only played a few games. He's out with a hammy, but this is why he's out. He doesn't know the words to the song. There he is, the big dopey one there. Have a look at him. Come on. Look, he doesn't know. He's trying to look at the board to see the words. And then right at the end, he just says, Carlton. So he had no idea about the words, but he's going all right too, the boy. But here's a challenge. Stevie, were you laughing then?
Yes.
He had a big smile on his
Because you don't know the words of the Giants song, do you?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yes, I'm not singing it, but I know them.
Why?
Well,
Sing it.
Let's have, here's the song.
Well,
I'm sure the crowd might even...
Well,
Ready?
I tell you what we'll do. We will all sing it, but we'll have the camera close up on his mouth and lips, and see if he knows any of the words to it.
Yeah, do you recognise this, Stevie? Hang on, we might just have a little listen. You know what that is?
It's very fast, isn't it?
There's a big sound from the west of the town.
It's the sound of the mighty
Giants.
Oh
The ground is shaking. The other team is quaking in the boots before the
Giants.
We take the longest
Obviously, the stronger than the rest. We're the greater Western Sydney Giants. We're the biggest and the best, and we will never forget.
Not bad.
Well, they're still going.
No, they're going. The crowd's still going up. Not bad, Stevie. I think if you're honest, the start of the third verse, you just got a little lost.
Yeah.
No, we went on a camp in the pre-season, and
Had to
it
sing
was
on
with
the bus
those
there.
army blokes, and they made us sing it about 100 times in a row, so I knew it after that, and now obviously the kids are getting to an age where they can start singing, and Archie never stopped singing it around the house, so I've got it down to a T. It's just I wasn't up to the beat then.
I couldn't hear the... I got the words here and I couldn't,
You couldn't
sing it.
sing it, no. Also, you're singing it pretty regularly on the weekends, so that's not a bad thing. Hey, we're going to get to a break. You have a look at those words for us and
All right.
get it ready over the
What's
break.
to the
because
tune of what, is it? What's the
well,
tune?
What do I know? It's just their club song and they're enjoying themselves singing it. Shut up, please. We need to get to a break because next we've got Isaac Heaney and Dan Hanbury from the Sydney. Tradies go on sportsbet.com.au. Download the mobile app today. Just a reminder, Isaac Heaney and Daniel Hanbury, two stars of the Sydney Swans, not far away on a link. Sam's mailbag as well, and Old Woman Croft. We give you the first tease of what that's all about, and you have to see that to believe it. The biggest names in the game are involved with Old Woman Croft, but now the best newsbreaker in football, bar none, ladies and gentlemen, is Damien Barrett. Make him welcome, please.
Thank you, Jim. A public clash between Richmond's highest-profile assistant coach and its best player has highlighted the tensions and pressures at the troubled club. Mark Williams, whose future is already under review because of what the club started last week, he clashed with Alex Rance during a VFL match at Punt Road Oval last Saturday. That clash coming only 2 hours before the Tigers would have played Port Adelaide at the MCG, and that being the 5th consecutive loss for the club this year. But the second quarter of the VFL match saw Williams shouting at Tigers rookie-listed player Marbor Chol. Rance witnessed that interaction between Williams and Chol. He calmly suggested to Williams that Chol would be unlikely to react positively to such aggressive urgings, and Williams didn't take kindly to Rance's suggestion about that. In front of many people who were watching this VFL game, Williams, in a raised voice, suggested to Rance that he may not know much about coaching at all, and he didn't like being told how to do his job by a player. Rance chose to defuse the situation. He walked away from it. But the people who witnessed this said that the public nature of the matter actually shocked them, coming as it did in the second quarter of a VFL game. The Tigers have dealt with this matter during the week. They've spoken to both Williams and Rance. They've spoken to other people around the situation. They've told us tonight that two people have moved on.
So Damo, this actually happened in public, not behind closed doors, a VFL match in public.
Yep. And I've been told too that the biggest scene was averted, Beck, by Rance choosing to move away. There was a bit of tension at that very point. They didn't know where it was going to go at that stage, and the club, again, has told us tonight they have dealt with it internally. It's not the only display of tension within that footy club during the course of this week. At least two players felt the need to raise public comments made by Dan Richardson about the recruitment of certain players only taking clubs so far. They felt the need to raise that with footy club officials and were angered and disappointed by that being made public. And we also know that the public comments that were made by Dan Richardson came, as we said last week, a few days after we had said that there would be a full review into all matters and all positions beneath Damien Hardwick, particularly in development and assistant coaching. And just on Rance, as we said 3 weeks ago, his absence, Beck, from the pre-season block of Richmond Footy Club training, that went against the better wishes and the requests of the senior players. It also went against the wishes of the senior coach. And what it does do, and while the club is actually adamant that it's not affecting what's happened to this start of the season, it does just underline the confusion and the mixed messages over who does have the final say in the Richmond Footy Club department. And as we said, the Rant's absence before Christmas was a decision that went against the senior players as well as coach Damien Hardwick.
All right, Damo, thanks very much for that. Thank Damien Barrett, everybody. We appreciate that enormously.
Well, it's interesting, when he gets introduced, why's everyone booing?
Not sure.
Quite sure.
Who
was booing him?
No, they do it every week. It doesn't...
You've copped a few of them yourself over the journey.
I, in fact, don't feel at home unless I'm booed. But why would you boo him?
Don't know. I never know that.
He's just the bringer of the news. He's not the maker-up of it.
Not the reason of it.
And he's a fabulous guy.
No, exactly right, and a very, very tough job it is too. Now, Willis.
Yes.
Big game for your team at home this weekend.
Simmons Stadium, of course. The lights will be there. They won't be on. And it's 2:10 on a Saturday. The Cats were fantastic last week. 20-goal win. Kirsten and Hawkins kicked 4. In comes Mackie, Reece Stanley and Tom Ruggles. They were all rested last week. Out goes Vardy, Buse and Kolodashinen. They were all omitted.
What?
Cade. And Jake actually is. And take on the mighty Eagles, who are very good. They have won by 62 points over at the main stadium. And some changes there. Yo! He comes in and Butler is out with a groin. A couple of other interesting ones. There's a question mark on Jack Darling. He hurt himself a bit last week. And McGovern also. And I've got a fat stat for you, Beck.
Go on then.
In round 7, all 3 feline sides, so the Tigers, the Cats and the Lions, come up against the bird sides, the Hawks, the Eagles and the Swans.
The birds.
Or the avian.
So what does that mean, Bill? That's it?
Cats v the birds, which doesn't happen often. I think that's a one in... Dexter, what is it?
Yeah, no, it's going well, that, Bill. I reckon.
Who are the Crows playing, Bill? Who are the Crows playing?
Well, there's no other Cat side to take them on.
So the Crows are just in the aviary.
Anyway, the Cats will win at home for me.
The Eagles have won 22 of 30 games at Subiaco, but only 11 of 23 on the road, so I think Geelong will win again.
Stevie?
Yeah, Geelong don't seem to be missing me. I think they'll be too good at home once again.
Awesome.
The Cats.
Yeah. I thought it was a danger game last week for Geelong with the Gold Coast.
They just snuck home?
Snuck home by 160.
That's it.
Or whatever.
120.
Yeah, well, I knew you'd feel... well, probably Geelong again. Why would you pick against them at Simmons?
Exactly right. It's great to see Andrew Mackie back in the side. Geelong's got a very strong back six, so it's good to see Mac back playing. They basically had a rest game last week, 120 points, so Geelong for me.
And resting players left, right and centre, just managing Willis. Now, Sportsbet Live read I'm doing right here, so pay attention. If you place a head-to-head bet this weekend on any game in round 7 or 8 and your team lead at any break but go on to lose, Sportsbet will give you cash back up to $50. That's the cold, hard stuff. Back into your Sportsbet account if your team lose after leading at any change. They've already refunded bets to over 66,000 punters in the first 6 rounds. That's 66,000 people. There's only 2 weeks to go, so to get involved, download the app today. And please remember, Beck, always gamble responsibly.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very pleased that one of the young men that will be continuing the Geelong dynasty is Steve's young son, Archie. How old is he now, Art? How old is he now?
He's 4 years old, so he's
big for
just started
4, isn't he?
Auskick up there in Drummoyne.
How's he going at Auskick?
He's going very well.
I reckon you'd be a bit of a stage mum down the back there.
How good's he going, Steve? I've got some vision of him here.
Well, I never seem to pull the phone out when he's having a shot at goal. But
have a look at the blonde fella here. This is little Archie Johnson.
Yeah, I pulled the phone out at the wrong time. But
Steve, is he better at footy or golf?
He's probably better at golf, but he's just started, as I said, they start Auskick very young up there, so he's got training on a Wednesday night and then he plays on a Saturday morning.
And how many golf balls did you make him whack the other day when you had to retire?
I went to the Moore Park Golf Range, which is over there in the eastern suburbs.
Very
and it's a three-level setup, and I paid about $25 for 100 balls, maybe a bit more. Yeah. And I was a bit sore after the game, so I only hit 2 golf balls. He continued to hit the other 98, so he's got no choice but to be decent at it, has he?
And he's only 4.
4, yeah.
How
so
is he swinging? Good?
Not too bad. I'm not Demir Dokic putting in too much pressure.
Has he got his old man's chompers?
Yeah, I think he does.
So was it the chompers dragging him down into the turf just then? That vision we saw before?
Hey, that's not as bad. Did you see the kid on the weekend in the Oz kick?
No.
It's...
We're about to. Here he is. Steve-O. Look at him. He's very happy with it.
Oh, his jumper was too big.
Kiki. Come on, John. Where'd you pull that?
While we're talking about Moore Park and, of course, the beautiful city of Sydney, the Sydney Swans are absolutely flying. 5-1, just sneaking nicely under the radar. They do a lot right, this footy club, and we're crossing up there to speak to some of their young stars. Well, one of the real young stars in Isaac Heaney and an established superstar in Dan Hannebery. Boys, welcome. Now, is it true, just as you were preparing for this interview, Daniel, that Isaac leaned into you and said, "What is this show we're about to cross to? I don't know anyone on it. What channel's it on, and what time does it go to air?"
Yeah, that's deadly true. Unfortunately, I had no idea who we were speaking to, what show we were on, and wasn't sure where it was being aired. So I had to give him a quick rev up to let him know what was going on, and he's quite aware now.
Well, he's a Newcastle boy, of course, and grown up in Sydney.
If it's any consolation, I had to ask Drew who Isaac Heaney was.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Yep. So we're one set all at the
Don't
minute.
worry, this is a young star. We're going to get to Zach in just a moment, but Daniel, you must be very pleased with how things are going. After last year, you had an injury-riddled back half of the year, but everyone seems healthy and happy.
Yeah, we were really disappointed to go out in straight sets and get beaten by your mob, Jim, and I think the guys were hungry in the pre-season to improve, and we feel we've started the season well. We think we've got a healthy list, a list that's got a good mixture of senior and younger guys, and we feel that we're gelling well at the moment. Long way to go, but we've given ourselves a chance by having a good start, and we've got another challenge this week against Essendon and the SCG.
Dan, someone who's helping you very much with that great start is your great mate, Buddy Franklin. It's so great to have him back in the side after a very difficult back half of last year. He makes a real difference, and it's great to see him back on the track, kicking those goals as he does every week.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Lance, well documented, had probably his best pre-season for the footy club, and it's really showed so far this season. He's vital for us, really. He's probably one of our best players, and he really sets up a lot of our attacks and kicks majority of our scores each week. So having Lance up and about during the week around the club at training, but also game day, gives the place a completely different feel. Young guys like Isaac and other guys really feed off his energy around the ground, and it's been sensational for the club, but also the boys to see him up and about so far this season.
Isaac, welcome to the Footy Show. Rates pretty well down here. Goes all right up in Sydney, mate. But how do you go playing alongside the man next to you and Parker and Kennedy and all these guys walking into the club?
Yeah, obviously it's something new to me, only coming in last year, and it's some boys that I've looked up to. Obviously, Adam Goods last year, which I was lucky enough to play with, and Dan Hannebery, Buddy Franklin, Luke Parker, the next upcoming, I think maybe Brownlow medalist. So it's just pretty special to run out alongside them week in, week out. So hopefully I can continue for the next
Isaac, it's Steve Johnson here. I play for GWS. Now, we do a bit of fishing at the GWS, but Devon Smith just recently had his boat stolen from outside his house. So I'm just wondering if you can put aside some of those things I've said to you on the field and maybe pick me up on your way through next time you're going out.
Yeah, too easy, yeah. No problem.
Sweet. Perfect.
Isaac, I'm Drew Petrie and I'm about to play my 300th game this week. But Dan, this question goes to you. In the pre-season, Dan, you described the bloke next to you as being Fife-like in the way that he plays his footy. Is he reaching that potential at the moment?
Yeah, I think so far this year he started the season really well. He had a game against Adelaide where he was close to our best player that night, if not the best player on the ground. So he's shown he can take a mark in the air, and from glimpses so far this season in the midfield, he can certainly win a really hard contested ball. So no doubt at some stage, whether it be this year or next, he'll probably become a starting on ball for us. But the ability for him to play forward is critical for our structure. It's pretty important for him to be playing down there, and it speaks, I suppose, volumes to him as a player, that he can play forward and be a pivotal role down there when he played majority of his career as a junior in the midfield.
Isaac, it's Beck Madden here. You're forgiven if you don't know who I am, because I have actually just joined the Footy show. So you probably do know me, do you? No, OK.
I do, yes.
Oh, well, there you go, boys. Hey, Isaac, I wanted to ask you about the incident you had overseas at the end of the season in October last year. Your jaw, are you OK? Tell us about what actually happened, and you've got some plates and some screws in your jaw. Have you fully recovered?
Yeah, it wasn't a problem at all. It was obviously just a unfortunate incident that happened over there where I was just getting into a cab to head home and, yeah, was kicking it from behind, and obviously, yeah, it messed up my jaw a little bit, but no, 100% right now, and only took, I think, five days after surgery before I was running again, so no, it hasn't affected me at all, and it's 100%. I think I've got a metal jaw now, so I'm ready to go.
Stronger than ever.
Stay with us up there, boys, because we're going to have a look at this game. The Sydney Swans take on Essendon Saturday at the SCG. As I said, the Swanning's just going beautifully. Aaliyah comes out. This is a great story. Nick Smith comes back in after missing an enormous amount of footy, nuked his knee, of course, and has had to sit and watch for so long. So our best wishes go out to Nick Smith, of course, as he comes back. Then we have a look at the Essendon Footy Club. It's been a great story. Lots of injuries, so you can see all the outs. But close to our heart, Drewy, in comes Nathan Grimer, Nani to play his first game for the Bombers. We wish Nani well. Bagley, Redmond, McKernan and Bird for the Essendon Footy Club. Stevie, I might start with you. What do you think's happening here?
Well, the Swans have won their 3 games at home this season, and I found out firsthand how good they are at that ground. I'll tip them to win again.
Drewy?
Yeah, very excited to see Nathan Grimer make his debut for Essendon. We play the Bombers after the Saints, so we might be lining up alongside each other, but Sydney will win.
And bad luck to Sam Grimley. I thought he was going all right there, kicking a few goals. At Essendon's been dropped, but Sydney at the SCG always. Jimmy boy.
Well, Essendon couldn't possibly win any games if you got 35 players cited for trumped-up drug charges. How in the hell can you win any games?
I know.
I mean, it's just a joke.
Well, they've won one game.
Hey?
They've won a game.
I know, but they couldn't win any more, could they?
No, probably not this weekend.
What?
Probably not this weekend,
No,
you'd say.
not ever again.
No.
Hey, Daniel, I'm going to ask you this question because you've played with this young man for longer. Nick Smith, as I said, is a terrific story. He must have thought that maybe after an unbelievable start to his career that it might have passed him by, but he's back in after what I imagine has been an enormous amount of hard work.
Yeah, Nick Smith's critical part to our side. Obviously missed last week, and he should be good to go this week. And as I said, he's a lockdown defender for us, and gives us plenty of drive back there, and leader of the footy club as well. So it's going to be great to have Smoochie back in the team.
Very good.
Hey, Isaac, happy birthday, mate. You're 20 today.
Thank you. Yeah.
That is fantastic. I was just wondering, Isaac, did you get any kisses today?
This is stitch up, isn't it?
Yeah. We're just watching over
just
your
a
girlfriend.
couple off the mum, I think.
We're watching here you and your girlfriend having a kiss after a game, of course. I think it's your girlfriend, was it?
Yeah, it was my missus, yeah.
Was.
What is this?
Yeah, we're still watching it, mate. There's hugs, there's kisses.
It goes on forever.
Oh, Dan, what do you got there, Dan? Don't tell me a
It's a
birthday.
bit of a birthday cake from everyone on the footy show, which you guys sent up. And for Haynes' 20th birthday, mate. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah.
Beautifully done.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Isaac. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, Isaac, just quickly before you go, many happy returns. You look like a surfer. I hope you're a surfer. Did you put an order in for a new surfboard for your birthday?
No, I recently got a new one though, not long ago, so I'm sorted and hopefully head to Indo at the end of the year for a surfing trip with a few of the boys, so yeah, no, I don't mind my surfing at all.
Isaac, see if you can recognise this voice. I've been on the show for 23 years. Have you any idea who I am?
I've got no idea who this is.
Very good. It's been an absolute delight to have you boys on the Footy Show. Many happy returns. Happy birthday, Isaac, and thank you very much to Dan Hanbury for joining us on the Footy Show tonight. Best of luck on the weekend, boys.
you get the feeling that he knew who everyone was and was absolutely taking the piss, Isaac?
No. I got the feeling he had no idea who any of us were.
I reckon that's brilliant. Yeah. That's one of the better interviews we've done.
He's an academy player, Jim. He wouldn't have been playing unless he got picked up by the academy.
What are you trying to say, Steve?
Oh.
Are you causing problems?
No.
Talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. We're going to take a very, very, very short break, I promise. We'll be back with much more of the Footy Show.
Still to come, Old Woman Croft makes her TV debut, and it ain't pretty. Sam rummages through his mailbag. A star will be born in Almost Footy legend. Plus, the Force makes his way to the witness box in What the Foss. Coming at you like a hurricane. Stay with us. Petrie, magnificent grab in the goal square.
Petrie's done it again. Don't tell me. He has got 6 for the corner. It's a good kick. It's a chance. It's the goal they needed. Petrie, he's got it. Petrie sends it high. It's a goal. Only in your wildest dreams. Petrie again. Petrie spins out of trouble. Goes for goal. This will bring the house down. Petrie gets a look, inside out, right for Banana. Petrie around the corner, snap goal. He's got it. That is a miraculous kick.
As we said off the top, only the 5th North Melbourne player to play 300 games joins a list of unbelievable players. And that, Bill, is what the players are all going to be wearing, the 3DP jumper, which we thank the AFL, Drewy, for allowing the club to do, and honour you, and number 20, of course. And they're going to be auctioned, I think, afterwards, or what's happening with them? Going to charity?
There's a couple. Get on to roofshop.com.au. Matty Stagg at the Footy Club, one of our graphics guys, did a good job with the logo. So
Staggy.
He did a good job.
Do you want me to sign?
No, thanks.
Hey, I think we've got a photo now of when you came down to the club from Ballarat back in the day.
That's not you.
I know. The club did a little... Get on the North Melbourne Instagram. They did a little timeline of...
I saw that. It's great.
Yeah,
how you've evolved, how your face has changed.
Yeah. One of my teammates described me as looking like an inbred hick as a youngster. But he thinks I've gotten better with age.
I don't think you have.
Yeah.
You've always been so open and honest, and us in the media have loved that. You've been quite outspoken. You were quite outspoken this week about Lindsay Thomas. Why did you feel the need to come out and defend this?
Yeah, I think Lindsay, I mean, to use an example, I'll just pull a nice guy from the competition and say Scott Pendlebury a nice guy, or say Stevie J. Well, let's say Scott Pendlebury.
Let's not say Stevie J. Come on.
Let's say Pendles does that to Lindsay.
Yeah.
Maybe of the opinion that the penalty might not be the same. So I think Lindsay unfortunately gets targeted sometimes. I'm not saying the MRP have targeted him, but maybe opposition supporters, and I feel that the treatment this week maybe hasn't been fair, and I would have loved Lindsay to be out there this weekend for the North Melbourne Footy Club.
Yes, indeed. Hey, what about this then? If you didn't like that, tell me about this. This is Luke McDonald, deliberate out of bounds. This is a terrible decision, Drew. Terrible, that.
Be honest.
He got pinged for that. What do you reckon about that?
I agree with what Luke was saying and what Brad just demonstrated there. Yeah, it was a bit stiff. I think the ball was...
stiff?
Pretty much. Look, it's out. Yeah.
What do you reckon of that, Stephen?
Yeah.
Well, it's not deliberate anymore. You've got to have an intent to keep the ball in. So it was very stiff on that occasion, but the rules changed. So.
If you two reckon that was stiff, what about this? Raiden Tallis back in the day. Look at this here. That is... You know what happened? Ball in. Nothing. No free kick or anything. And that was deliberate out of bounds then, and they're just thrown back in.
Hey, we will enjoy Sunday, Drewy. You'll have a great day, and you'll deserve to have had a great day. So we enjoy that.
Thanks,
That's
AB.
the main thing about it. Let's just, before Beck gets to the next segment, remind you that Old Woman Croft, Wanda, is coming up. So we give you a sneak peek of what he's about, or she's about. And
You keep getting that confused.
I can't think of him any other way. Hey, how good was Isaac Heaney, by the way? You know that we've just had word back from Dan Hennebury that Isaac Heaney thought he was being pranked on his birthday. He thought that whole thing was a prank.
Oh, really?
He doesn't even know it's gone to air.
He didn't give us much, did he?
Yeah, I reckon that is absolutely brilliant. They wouldn't buy it on my Nick Smith either. I heard something about Nick Smith that they wouldn't tell me was true or false. I'm sorry about that.
Is that where you were going?
Now, Force. Oh, I might as well keep going, Beck. I'm jumping all over you. I'm sorry to do that.
Well,
it
not
is-
literally, I hope, but anyway.
It is time on the Footy Show for Sam's mailbag.
That deliberate out of bounds is just a mounting trend of stupidity that's going on in our game with the umpires.
No, it isn't.
Anal, nonsensical decisions which
No, it
have
isn't.
no influence
That
or
is
bearing
actually
on the game.
that is
Mate,
a
they're
good
out
rule.
of control.
They
That's
got that one wrong, but it's a good rule.
That's what I just said. It's a mounting trend of anal stupidity that goes on week after week, and you can't fathom why any of the decisions are given, those stupid ones.
If you ask these two boys here...
I'm not
is
asking
that
them.
a
No, I'm not
plus
interested
for
in
our
what, I'm
game?
not interested in what they say.
It's pretty clear cut now.
No, that's just... it is, in fact... It's one of the reasons people don't go to the football.
Letter one.
We're into Sam's mailbag.
Yeah. This is from Jackson, of Maryborough. It's not. It's Marysborough, isn't it?
Maryborough.
Has it got an S?
Depends what state, Victoria.
Oh, I see.
Maryborough.
Bloody delivered over to
I don't know how he spelled his name. Jackson, Jaxon. Come on, man. This is trying to be new age, cutting edge, avant-garde. If you come from Maryborough, spell it the proper way, mate. You're not fooling anyone. Foss. Saw that photo of you practicing yoga. Did you?
Wish I hadn't.
Oh, no.
What's that about?
Is that me?
That's you.
Is that wasn't my head on someone else's shoulders?
Beck's covering her eyes. Such was the ferocity of that photo.
What is that?
That's disgusting.
That's yucky.
It's gross.
Didn't look bad, to be honest.
Did you shave down at any stage, or...?
Not that you could see. Is that practicing yoga? Anyone else on the panel into meditation? You couldn't believe I said that, Jim.
Well,
in anyone... Bill is, of
Yes.
course, you silly fat
oh,
man.
no. Come on. Look out.
That's a good effort for the big fella to do that.
Is it?
Get the legs behind these ears.
It actually looked like the chief, didn't
It
it?
had a bit of cheap in there.
If you could get it up again, you can't get it up again.
No, like you.
That looks like the chief, doesn't it?
Bloody good effort.
Yeah. Do you know who says it's St. Jackson with an X? Who says, know who sends me into a dream state? Drew Petrie. Rather than draw attention to yourself like you and Bradshaw, he says. He says Bradshaw, this is Jackson with an X. Bradshaw tend to do. Treat Drew's milestone with respect, please. Well, this is the milestone we're all interested in. 5 years to the day, we started a segment called Pardon My Puzzle. That is guessing players' names from picture puzzles. Drew, you were our first puzzle.
Correct. How lucky.
And where is it?
Where is it?
Okay. Okay, I know. Well, then I thought it was
What's
coming up,
that
but no,
over
what
there?
I've got to do now
Yes.
is to commemorate the event. This is a one-off.
Yes.
Only one print given.
we are.
This is it. We're going to give this. We're donating this to Drew. This is. See if you can get it out in the audience, you numbskulls. This is. You've got to think of who this is. You know who it is, but see if you can work out why.
That's it.
Now, Drew P. Tree.
There it is. That's it.
Well done.
We got there in the end, Robbie.
Do you ever wonder what that was over there with the cloth over it?
Yeah, that's it. Right, the old number 2.
I got thrown by the happy birthday.
You did.
I was meant to go out and sing it with a microphone. From Chase. Chase, God. From South Frankston. Chase of South Frankston. That is an oxymoron.
Yes.
Hey, old man. That's better. No street talk this year? Well, incidentally, we're doing street talk on by request. If anyone wants
Invitation only.
You have to go to send a formal invitation in.
We're doing it by request, which is what invitation request. If anyone wants us to come to Frankston, let us know. That is, if you can write, or preferably more than monosyllabic words. That'd be good. We'll be able to work it out. We miss you down here, buddy, says Chase. You know we have seriously kicked on, he says, since you and your sarcasm stopped turning up. Check out, says Chase, check out this article in the paper this week. That's...
Newport.
Yep.
That's an oxymoron.
Yep, that's not Portsea coming to Frankston. That's the Bogan creep. That's Frankston going down to Portsea. There is a simple answer to that. Mind you, some people in Frankston, it's getting sexier down there. They're multiplying and they're quite into horizontal refreshment down there, Jim. And they've bought out another edition of this very, very popular book called 50 Shades of Franger. There it is. Let me open a random reading. There it is. This is it. He was a gentleman in public, a master in the bedroom, and a security guard at Red Room.
Oh, no! That is
I yearned for him to fill my lonely hours between Dr. Phil and Judge Judy. We lay there panting together. God, it's hard to outrun the cops. This was love, and I made a promise to him I would keep forever, to buy him a plasma with my baby bonus.
Come on. Come on.
Leslie of Wangaratta. Leslie of Wang. John, are you attending the Logies this year? My very word, I am.
Really?
We'd love going down there. This is me leaving the Logies one day.
No.
Yeah, that's just, it was a
fast getaway.
It was a balmy evening, Jim, and I removed the top, and then I took the hood of the car down, and I sped away. So much fun and revelry was I having at that very fine event, which I'll be first at, incidentally. I'm going to walk down the red carpet early, and then I'm going to get into the crowd and watch everyone else walk down. And so much am I enamoured with that great show.
I can see it.
I'm 94.
Oh, no.
No, Leslie's 94.
No. Right.
And pretty much gave up on television in the late 80s. But I still enjoy a weekly dose of you. Why did you shave off the moustache you had back in the day?
Look at that.
No, I had a lot of complaints from suitors. They said chafing and rash was a problem.
Come on. You can't be
so
saying
I whipped
that.
it off, and it spiced up a treat after that.
Suitors.
Suitors.
Is your grandmother?
Yeah,
this is a 94-year-old lady.
Is it a woman? How do you know? It's Leslie.
Yeah.
How do you know that's a woman?
You said her age, I think.
You saw her age?
No, you said her age, didn't you?
No, how do you know it's a woman?
Well, I just presume if she's talking about you shaving your moustache that she might be a lady.
She could have been one of the first transgender
No,
people.
yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Maybe where Caitlin got the idea from.
Keep going.
I used to have a thing for you and Ian Turpie. I'll just read that all in the one sentence. I used to have a thing for you and Ian Turpie. You interviewed Sheila Florence from Prisoner, didn't you? I actually did interview... This is not a joke. I interviewed the late Sheila Florence.
Yes.
When I used to do those things for the paper.
Yep.
And she was a marvellous woman, and we had tremendous reviews for that interview, not from me, because she was actually very ill and I think passed away not long after, and she wanted to be interviewed. So, anyhow, she was a star. Having said that, I always thought she looked like Mick Jagger.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, this is what... I'm not saying that. Leslie, who's either a bloke or a woman, I'm not sure. Anyway, despite my double hip replacement... Hello. If you are looking for a date for the Logies, can I please join the queue? Wow, well, double hips, Jim.
Well,
how would they go if you actually were
this is
going to
why,
exercise the option?
This is why...
She might get one out and not get it back.
This is why we thought that Leslie might actually be a lady. Now, if you want to know how Sam goes about asking ladies out, we found out with Ask the Foss a couple of weeks ago.
What is your best pickup line?
Whoa, wow. I used to say, you now.
All right. Is that it for us? Yeah. Yes, it is. If you want to be a part of this amazing segment, you know how to do it. Sam's.mailbag at 9.com.au, 9now.com.au/AFL Footy Show, or send us a letter, GPO Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria, 2001. Now, we need to get to a break. Do not leave. These people ain't going anywhere. They can't believe how good a time they're having. But if you're at home, do not go anywhere, because Old Woman Croft, when we come back, and you'll get a sneak
peek. You might remember old Walter.
I'm lying on top of him.
I nuzzle him.
Make sure. He seems to like the book.
Chip, chip, Quokka.
Bernie Vince sure does.
Jack Watts.
What?
Jack Watts.
Who?
Jack Watts. He's firm.
The good stuff.
Well, if you thought old Walt was a nasty piece of work, wait till you meet his sister. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wanda. A whole new character with a whole new set of hidden camera pranks.
You went along with it too.
It's Shane Crawford on the loose again, and he's coming to get some of your favourite players.
My husband.
Thumbs up. Stop eating your mess.
It's pumping out here.
Just keep the gas away from her, all right?
Have a look at her. She could be having a seizure.
Look at her. I've got another, but I need you to do it like Roo style.
Yeah,
so
no,
if you can, give me a bit of a...
I won't be able to do that.
All right.
Little lick. Can you just lick him?
Gnarly.
Oh, and we thought we'd leave Bernie Vince alone this year. Then we changed our minds.
I feel like we had set up there.
Old Woman Croft, the sweetest old lady you'll ever meet. Or the devil in disguise. You be the judge. Starts next week.
Sneak peek of what we have coming up in store for you. Some of the very biggest names in the AFL we prank and we get them good. I tell you, I was in a few of those and my stomach was actually sore after that because I was laughing so much. It is so funny. So next week, you do not want to miss that. So make sure you turn on your TV for the Footy Show next week. We do have to get to a very important game, though, as well. It's Saturday night at Main. It is Freo and it is GWS. Is Clark and Gray. They've got a couple of ins as well. In comes Hughes as well. GWS, interestingly, why would you? Absolutely no changes. Playing very good footy indeed. Interestingly, the Giants obviously never won at Domain Stadium, and of course the Giants have never beaten the Dockers. Freo sitting at the bottom of the ladder, no wins yet. Do you think they can change that, Bill, this weekend?
Well, they were all right, Freo, for a half last week. They actually had a go and they weren't too bad. They'll be looking for a win at home, but the Giants just going to be too good again. They're a very good side. And Callum Ward is a star, Steve-O, and he plays his 150th, Drew Boy.
Yeah, the Giants are yet to win over at Perth, so I think you'll change that this week, Stevie.
Yeah, it'll be a tough game. Obviously, that's the goal. Everyone's talking about the Giants winning a premiership, but we're on our feet. We're very grounded. We want to go over there and get the first win for the club in the history.
Ossie, your tip?
I don't think the Dockers could possibly go any longer without winning. Couldn't possibly.
Got to notch up there first.
There's something wrong. If there is something drastically wrong with the club and everyone at it, if they can't get a win, and I think they'll win.
Ooh. Tipping Freo. I'm going the opposite. I'm going the Giants. But Stevie, next year, I want to talk about next year. Let's fast forward a little bit for you. Do you think you'll continue to play? You're in great form at the moment. And they want you to play, if you continue playing like you are right now? What's your deal exactly?
It's hard to say. Beck.
Is that because
I signed a 1-year playing contract.
Right.
With the option of possibly continuing on in coaching if I didn't play.
But based on form, you'd want to play on, wouldn't you?
Well, it's round 6. I'm an old man, so you just never know. It's only early in the season. If I continue to feel as good as I do physically, I'll definitely consider it. But the club might have another view as well, and I'll go on my merry way.
Hey, Stevie, you've been a champion yourself, but you've also seen some unbelievably good players in your time. Pardon me, when you look down this list, Scully, Kelly, Cameron, Whitfield, there is incredible talent at this club. Dylan Shield. Who's the best? When you see them all going around, who do you look at and go, that is actually the best of this lot?
Oh, look, they're all got their own sort of talents and play different positions, but I think the player that could potentially win a Brownlow medal is Dylan Shield. He's got that powerful explosiveness out of a pack. He's got great skills. Very hard man to stop around the stoppages, and that's where I guess everyone's been talking about our quick ball movement throughout the last few weeks. But it's the in and under stuff that they've been able to be on top of the opposition sides and getting them forward.
All right, Mars matchups. Let's take a look at that before we get on with more. Courtesy of Mars, of course, marsmatchups.com.au. Basher Hawley, Josh Gibson, Willis.
Yeah, most disposals.
Mark Blitzarves and Elliot Yeo.
Tackles.
Interesting you'd get Blitzarves involved in that conversation.
12 last week.
Thank you. Tom Lynch, Jesse Hogan.
Yes, that's most goals.
And Todd Goldstein and Tommy Hickey.
It'll be a good game, a good match that, a good ruck duel. And
will be, yep.
That's the most hit-house duel, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Tom Hickey's been developing really well as a ruckman, so it'll be a great duel.
Hey, Steve-o, tonight, or earlier tonight, of course, you caught up with Tony Jones on National 9 News. It's fair to say the two chompers caught up.
All right, we look forward to seeing you on the Footy Show tonight. Thanks for your time, Chompers.
No worries, and congratulations on the 30 years, Tony. It's from one chomp to another. We got you a little present, so well done, mate.
All right, thanks very much for that, Stevie Johnson. Just can't beat him, can I?
I didn't even realise he called me chompers through the interview. I was trying to think of what I was going to say to him.
Yeah, you were. No, it was a zinger.
Crispy by Tony.
Crispy by you. And congratulations to Tony Jones.
Absolutely.
30 years in TV. That is a bloody good effort. No, we won't. Well, Foss is nearly there. He's about 20. How long have you been in TV, Foss?
40. 40.
Have we?
Yeah.
All right, well, Tony's only 30. But we at the Footy Show put together a nice little package for you, Tony. Enjoy this.
We look forward to seeing you on the Footy Show at 8:30 tonight.
Thanks, Chompers.
Righto. Thank you. Remind us not to have him on again.
Joel, thanks very much for your time. We'll catch you tonight on the Footy Show.
Thanks, Clint. Good work, Chompers.
The Cats boys are certainly loving you at the moment.
Yeah, when did they become comedians down there? It's a pretty special occasion for you, isn't it, Anzac Day?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chompers.
Good luck going for 4 on the trot. Thanks for joining us.
No worries, Chompers. Cheers.
Good luck on the Footy Show tonight. We'll see you then.
Thanks, Chompers.
What were the odds? Good luck for Saturday night.
No worries. Cheers, Chompers.
Really didn't think you'd go there, but anyway.
He loves it, Jim, doesn't he?
Oh, don't worry about that for a second. And a man who, with vanity in mind, went and had his teeth improved.
Yes.
And whitened.
And had the old ones dusted.
He did,
cleaned up a bit.
Yeah, exactly
Right.
right.
He had false teeth and put braces on them.
Best wishes, Chompers. Hope you're watching.
30 years is a magnificent effort, so well done.
I've never called him Chompers to his face. I just
No,
did. Oops.
I wouldn't either, Beck. I'd keep it just in the background like the rest of us.
All right, best wishes, Chompers. We have much more of the Footy Show, including a very special Almost Footy Legends coming up for you after the break.
Drew, lovely to have you here.
Good to be here.
Congratulations on the 300th game. It's very nice. Actually, can you just hold this for a sec? I'm just having a little bit of trouble with my chicken fillet. Can you just hold that for a sec? OK, let's get on with it. Almost Footy Legends. Let's take it away. All right, Strathfield saying the golden square. Have a look at this one. This is a nice high mark. Looks a lot like Paddy Dangerfield. Up, and away. What have we got, Drew?
Yeah, pretty good there. Second one, St Joseph College versus Mason Nod College. What's the goal umpire keeping a close eye on proceedings?
There's a fall. There's a fall.
Closely.
Keep your eye on the ball. Bang.
Falcon.
And we've got a Drew Petrie, the last one. A nice
Specky for the last one.
high one.
Subiaco versus South Fremantle. A huge leap from Liam Ryan in the west.
And away.
Oh, gee, that is
Rising
good.
off myself and being your 300th, we are going to leave it to you,
I
Drew.
get to choose it tonight?
Is it 1, is it 2, or is it a nice high mark at the
I
end?
like the hanger.
You're going to go with number 3. Number 3, David Vinovich from Maddington, Western Australia. You are the winner.
Thanks to Sportsbet, our weekly winner takes home $1,000 cash, while our runners-up get $500 each. Get involved this AFL season and make it a multi with Sportsbet. Thanks to Home Timber and Hardware, our major winner receives $5,000 in gift cards and a toolbox full of $45,000 in cold hard cash. That's a $50,000 prize. How's that to help you go hard towards the renovation you've always wanted? So to put the hard back into hardware, go where the tradies go. Home Timber and Hardware.
Here, send your entries in. The best prices in football always. GPO Box 9, Melbourne, Victoria, 3001. Or 9now.com.au, AFL Footy Show, you can see it there. Upload a video. You're going to local footy, Bill, you're going to the kids' footy. You've got it in your iPhone now, you've got a video there. It is worthwhile because the prizes are extraordinary.
Best prizes in TV.
Yeah, no question of that.
Now, this Sunday, gentlemen, if you've forgotten, and for those at home you may have forgotten it, it is Mother's Day. There is still time to buy your mum a present, but also it's a very important day because it is your chance to get involved in the Mother's Day Classic, an annual fun run that raises money and awareness for breast cancer research. Over 120,000 people participate every year at around 100 locations right across the country with various lengths and styles of tracks. And if you're not feeling up for a run like me, you can walk as well. At a lot of the locations, they have loads of entertainment, so make sure you get your friends, your neighbours, gather up all of your family members and get involved in this amazing community fundraiser. You can go to mothersdayclassic.com.au for all the details. That is a very worthy cause and a great thing to do on Mother's Day instead of just sitting down and being lazy and eating lunch. I met your mum last week. She's a lovely lady.
Joni, she's headed back to Perth now. By the way, we got the Logies on Mother's Day as well. Big game. This might be the game of the round. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Western Bulldogs, Adelaide. Etihad Stadium, 7:40 p.m. The Dogs, Redpath and Daniel come in. Jong's admitted and Stevens out with an abdominal injury. They take on Adelaide, who are in very, very nice fettle. Like the look of these boys. Henderson and Crouch come in. Lyons omitted and Laird is a big out. He's got a toe injury and may miss a fair bit of footy. We hope not. Bill?
I'm going to stick with the Dogs at Etihad, Jim. The Doggies at Etihad for me. I like them there, Drewy.
Yeah, definitely match the round, JB. Their Bulldog tackle pressure was outstanding last week. They will win.
Much has been said about the Adelaide forward line. I think they're having a terrific year, but the Bulldogs are only conceding 57 points a game this season. I think they'll get the job done.
Yep, no, I tipped against them last week. No, I backed them last week. Didn't I?
You backed the Doggies, yep.
Yeah, I did. I don't know what I did. No, I don't have no idea who'll win. No idea at all. Do you have any idea?
There's only two to choose from. Just choose
and
one.
who's the other one they're playing?
It's Adelaide.
I'm going for the Bulldogs.
I reckon the Crows can come over and do it at Etihad. I'm going the Crows.
Yeah, make sure you do. Now, before my mum Joni jumps through the phone and strangles me, I didn't mean any of that. She's a very, very beautiful woman and a magnificent mum, as are all the mums. So have a beautiful Mother's Day on Sunday. We're going to take a break. What the Foss is coming up very, very shortly.
What he says to you,
This is Footy Classified, 10 p.m. on Monday night. Brownlow medal winning superstar Chris Judd joins the panel to give us his take on the weekend's action, all the big issues. You're watching the show anyway, but Chris Judd is on 10 p.m. Monday. Footy Classified, so you'll be watching and enjoying that. And, of course, then Thursday night next week, you'll be watching the Footy Show because Paddy Dangerfield is a part of it. So is Jack Viney, so is Josh Gibson, Oswoman Croft. The very first edition of that. A very, very big Footy Show next week.
Very big indeed. You do not want to miss that. Also, you don't want to miss this game. It's a Saturday twilight game. Up at Metricon, it's the Gold Coast Suns taking on Melbourne. Out for the Suns goes Davis, McKenzie and Willis in with a few is Adam Saad making a return. Melbourne, out goes Dunn, Frost, Lumumba and Salem. Lumumba and Salem with those concussion injuries, so they're not playing. And a big welcome back to Clayton Oliver, the young gun, at the D's as well, so he'll be playing some fine form, I reckon, on Saturday night. And also, just a quick mention, Jared Harbrow becomes the first son to play 100 games for the club, so that's a great achievement. Well done, and congratulations to you, Jared. Billy, Gold Coast or Melbourne for you?
I'm going to go for Melbourne up there. For the Gold Coast, they had the honesty session, which is always interesting after the game last week at 2 or 3 and they would have got in, and they got into Gary Ablett, which I'm going to ask you two about Gary Ablett shortly, but I've got a fat stat here. Now listen to this. This is bloody interesting. The Gold Coast Suns have scored odd-numbered scores in odd-numbered rounds and even-numbered scores in even-numbered rounds in each of the games this year.
You're joking.
So round 1, 121. Round 2, 126. Round 3, 95. Round 4, 94. And so on. So there you go.
You're going to keep going with these fat stats all year, Bill?
Because, well, people write them down. I saw these girls writing them down. Now, Gary Ablett.
Yep.
You blokes, North Melbourne targeted him a couple of weeks ago. Oh, don't look like...
Targeted him?
Yes, you did.
We didn't.
You knew he was injured and you went him.
No, we didn't. He's fine. He's playing. If he was injured, he wouldn't be playing.
No, you went him.
No, we didn't.
Stephen?
No. Yeah, they went him.
They did. Yeah, exactly. And you know him really well, Steve-O.
He has been battling. He's been certainly down on what we're so used to. But if there's one thing I know about Gazza, he hates criticism. And if he's playing this week, if he's feeling well enough to play, he'll come out and he'll be best on ground and get the Suns over the line.
Well, they might need him this week. Melbourne are the best centre clearance side in the competition. Plenty of that is to Maxi Gawn's credit and doing, but the Gold Coast will bounce back.
Stevie?
Suns.
Samuel?
Suns.
Yep, Suns.
Really? I reckon Melbourne will get a win on the road from there. I'm going Melbourne.
Willis, keep the games rolling.
Oh, here we go. Port Adelaide take on Brisbane on Sunday. Adelaide Oval, big game. Port Adelaide had a nice win last week. Well done, Limpy. Kick 3. Big Charlie Dixon got 2. They brought in Trengove Wingard, very important Wingard into that side. And Amon come into the squad. Take on the Brisbane Lions, who were very good last week. Up there at the Gabba, only lost by 3 points. And in comes Dane Beams. Now, that is a big in. Dane Beams, Paparone and...
Shacky,
thank you, Jim. He comes in also. So, interesting game, but Adelaide Oval, Port Adelaide for Drew.
Yeah, Brisbane are scoring 84 points a week this season as opposed to 70 last year, so getting more score on the board, which is helping them, won't help them over in Adelaide this week.
Yeah, Port Adelaide, they've copped a hammering in the media, but looking at this, they're 3-3, and this is their chance to go 4-3. Ken Hinckley's a fantastic coach. I think he'll get them back on track and get a win.
Yep, I think so. Just get over
Port
here.
or Brisbane?
Port or Brisbane. Is that the game, was it?
Yep. In Adelaide.
Oh.
3-3 versus 1-5.
I'm going for the 3-3 side.
Yes, that's Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide.
Right. Nicely done.
That's why we pay you the big dollars. Yeah. To give us that sort of insight.
Well, you'll find that my tips won't have been any worse than anyone else's who've actually put some thought into it.
They have topped it in the media, haven't they, Port Adelaide? And I reckon they're going to get another win under their belt. So
Ginny, you love your music, and good to see Midnight Oil. They're reforming again. Here they are to reunite, of course, playing concerts in
Solo
2000.
album for Peter Garrett.
And Peter Garrett, of course. Foss, have you had a call from Midnight Oil to come along and join them after this last year? A couple of years ago, remember this?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, yep.
Do you know who that is?
That's me. Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Peter Garrett.
Yep.
No. There you go, there's the Foss.
That was shot about 400 metres from here under the Balti Bridge.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold.
It was.
And it took you 5 hours.
It did.
The rest of us had to
I didn't know the song.
Take
and
after
I didn't
take
know how
after
to do
take.
it.
You had no idea.
No idea.
You've got no idea about what the Foss either, and it's coming up next. These are questions from the audience.
saving the best to last.
Yes.
I think it is now time for What the Fox. So this segment, Sam, you know how it works. Before the show, the audience gets to write down a question on a bit of paper that they've always wanted to ask Fossey. So we gather those up, we get the appropriate ones. You have no idea these questions that are coming your way. So the boys have got them on their cards over there. Stevie J, I think you've got the first question from our first audience member.
Where's Daniel G?
Daniel, stand up there.
Oh, look at Daniel.
Hello. Hi, Dan.
Daniel wants to know, Sam, what was Jesus like at school?
Not bad. Not bad.
I like that.
Good question, Daniel.
I presume that's a reference to my age. Is it Dan, you dick? Is it? Don't underestimate me, mate. If you meet me outside after and bend over, I'll drive you home.
Let's get to the next one, Drew.
Next one.
He's ready to go.
Oh, no. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Mick H. He's Mick H.
Mick.
There he is, Mick.
Look at
Mick, Mick wants to know, do you keep in contact with the plumber who broke your nose?
Did you say Mick H?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Bill was just giving me a bit of a tip-off before.
Oh, he's just going to go on about the age thing. Yeah. Anyway,
Bill, is it?
Mick.
No, that's Mick.
That's Mick.
That's Bill over there.
I'm Bill.
Do I keep in touch with the plumber? Well, let me pose this question to you, Bill.
Mick.
You can take the helmet off, incidentally. The war's over.
Oh, no. He's happy with it.
Let me pose this question to you, Mick. If a bloke had driven through your gates in his four-wheel drive, smashed your front door down, punched you through the security grille, dislodged your nose from in between your eyes so you had it riding side saddle under your ear, rendered you unconscious, and caused you to spend that summer in a wheelchair,
yes,
would you spend a hell of a lot of time with him, do you reckon? Probably not. No, probably not, Bill.
No.
That's it. No,
Mick.
in fairness, Mick.
Yep.
Yeah, Mick. Mick Hamill was the bloke. He actually apologised to me.
Yes, he did.
It took him a decade to apologise,
Well,
but he did. So he's a very charming man, as a matter of fact.
That's
Mick.
it. You can take the helmet off, the war's over. Can you believe he's rolled that one out?
Dan, everything all right?
Dan's good, yep. Righto, Bill.
Scotty Ryder. Where's Scotty?
Sure,
Righto, Scotty asks, Foss,
yes,
when you die, will your face get recycled?
Dan likes it. Where are you? Where is he?
Over here.
Hawthorne.
Where? Oh, there you are. Yeah. Well, mate, not a lot of people. No, serious. This is serious. Not a lot of people are suitable to have a facelift. You've got to have right.
Suitable to have
Suitable. I mean, if you're irregularly shaped in the first place, it's very hard for plastic surgeons to mould it into anything fashionable. You've got to have the basic high cheekbone, the symmetry, the perspective. I have been asked by several institutions, could they have my face when I pass on, but they've qualified it by saying they also need the vermilion-tipped kidney prodder as well. They need it as a package, as a double.
No,
the face and the old John Thomas.
Any of that, we're going to get finishing up, I reckon, around about now. Just a reminder, before we thank the panel, that the Danger's on next week. Jack Viney, Josh Gibson, Old Woman Croft. Please thank this magnificent panel. Stevie J, Drew Petrie, Cameron James, Will Spangler. We'll see you next week at 8:30 on a Thursday night.